What's up, guys? We live again with another Teach Me Tuesday. You got the crew back, and guys, today we're just gonna jump in and give y'all a quick market update, let you know what we see, what's going on out here in the real estate and lending world in August of 2026. I hope everyone's year is going the way they plan for it. You're meeting the goals that you set, and that for those who are looking to own homes, invest in property. Um, that you're finding your way. And if you're not finding your way, you need to be contacting us so we can help you navigate. All right, let's get into it. So, uh, 2026, August, where are we at in the market, man? I know I'm gonna start off with this. I know earlier this year, people were getting a little excited. They saw rates dipping a little bit. Things were people like, oh, okay, we're starting to come down some. But just in the recent month, 2 months or so, man, that rate has been creeping back up just a little bit in terms of making it affordable for those who are out there shopping right now. So yeah, man, one thing I want to tell people, what you qualify for in January may be different from what you qualify for in August. Keep that in mind because of the interest rate. But that's my little 2 cents. LaShawn, Wilmot, where y'all see the market at right now? What's going on?
So I guess just to piggyback off of what you're talking about regarding rates, and then one month we can shoot over to you to talk about, what you're seeing in the housing market right now. But Gavin, you're right. Rates are, rates are, I don't want to say rates are high, but rates haven't come down to where people were hoping or anticipating them to be nowadays. I definitely know if you've been looking at the trends, of course, 2023, 2024, rates were kind of at the old time high as they were knocking on 8%. And so we did get spoiled, just or teased, I would say, just for a little bit when rates kind of fell down, towards the end of 24 going in 25, you could still get, a decent rate in the fives. But now, just with everything that's going on in the world with the economy and so forth, I mean, rates are trading now in the mid to upper sixes. That's kind of what we've been seeing lately. And that's still kind of a little bit of a pain point to a lot of potential home buyers and sellers or even investors as well. Because when we say, mid to upper six rate, that's typically for your primary first time home buyer or something like that. Investors, the rates are even higher because rates tend to be higher for investors than they are for, your typical first time buyer. So with affordability still being, a big challenge, no matter where you are, home prices still skyrocketing. And Wilmot, I know you're looking at data saying, oh, wow, I'm pretty sure you're going to tell us about that too. But I mean, rates are kind of in the mid sixes. And so let's shoot over and talk about just, inventory and home prices and what you've been seeing in the housing market.
You know, so when I was looking at data earlier and I said, oh, wow, looking at some of this data, it's interesting when you actually look at the numbers. It's one thing when you kind of say, the market feels this way or whatever, but when you actually see the data and see the numbers, it might be surprising. So I will say this. Orangeburg County. Speaking of Orangeburg County, anybody out there in Orangeburg, median sales price in Orangeburg is around 223,000. Okay, that's that price in the middle. Okay, not the average, but the price in the middle. That's kind of where almost like the sweet spot is in Orangeburg County as far as sales price. Also, let's look at closed sales in Orangeburg County for July. These are July stats. Okay, July stats for 2026. We're in the entire Orangeburg County. It was 36 closed transactions. Guys, when you hear that, I know realtors, you hear that, it's like 36. It's only 36. Well, that's just Orangeburg. Okay. Now, if you go in Charleston, Columbia, it's an enormous number. If you look at the entire MLS, Charleston, what all of that, entails of, I think it was somewhere around 1,600 closed sales in the month of July. Okay. So Orangeburg is, huh?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking too. I'm like, so
People still
even
buying.
given this information, right? Yeah, given what you're saying about the average price, where rates are, but based on how many things have closed, people still buying.
Right. So let me go back. So let's do this. I'm gonna go back to sales price for the entire MLS. This is everything or everybody. Okay. Orangeburg is at 223. If you include all, Charleston, Orangeburg, Somerville, all those areas in the low country area, the median sales price is 449. Okay. So man, Orangeburg is
Like
a good buy.
double.
Yeah. Orange, come to Orangeburg, guys. Buy Orangeburg, right? So, but I like that because it kind of gives you an idea of where prices are going. I'm looking at trends right now. It's trending up in the entire MLS, still kind of going up. I will say this, from being in the market with buyers, I do feel like in the Orangeburg area, it is, and I think in Columbia as well, it's a buyer's market. Okay, it is a buyer's market. Sellers are more negotiable with price points. Sellers are more willing to do repairs on properties to get them sold. So I will say that people are still buying out there, and sellers are still trying to make some deals happen. I'm gonna bring up one more other thing about what I'm seeing. Days on market. Okay, this is funny, right? Look at it in the entire MLS, right? Days on market. The median days on market is 26 days on market. But come to Orangeburg, they're sitting a little longer, sitting at around 74 days on market. And that's in the month of July.
That's a big difference.
It's a huge difference, right? So like, in certain areas, if I go to Charleston, that same house, man, hey, they might be moving quicker down there, okay? But in Orangeburg, they're sitting a little longer in Orangeburg, and that way you can negotiate a little bit better with some of these sellers that's out there. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a really good point. I mean, that all also is driving that is, desirable locations as well. So in places where, property is more desirable, you may have less days on market. And, got to take those things into consideration on those driving factors. But to switch gears, I mean, I think with how the market is shaping up right now, the trend in where as far as affordability, home prices are still, affordable in this day and age, because it shows because people are still buying. Everybody isn't in the right situation to purchase right now, or we have to get more creative on how we purchase, and different loan types that can help you get there. Um, but I want people that are tuning in to know that even though home values have went up significantly in the past 5 to or so years, since post COVID, we've seen that people just have so much equity in homes and just the value of homes go up. But that can also still be you taking advantage of those trends. And that just means you have to buy now, so that you don't.
Go ahead, Gavin. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
No,
cut
I
you
was
off.
about to say so that you aren't missing out or being left behind on being able to afford a home in today's market. So I just want to keep everybody encouraged that even though rates are it's in the mid 6%, it's not as low as it was when we started the year. And yes, homes are priced higher, but there's still deals to be had out there. Still, there's still programs that offer lower interest rates than what market rate shows, and there are builders out there who are also offering certain incentives to get you a lower rate. So the home to be a homeowner is still attainable.
Right, Gavin, you brought up something. You're talking about after COVID, right? I was looking at the COVID numbers, right? I took it all the way back about 5 years or so. And man, the difference back then compared to difference now is the supply. of homes. Okay, homes for sale. So back then, you're talking about down there, they were on, you look at 2022, 1,300 homes on the market back then, right? In the Charleston MLS. Man, bring it up now. 5,600 homes on the market now. Okay, there's a huge, it's a lot more supply out there. You gotta understand. Right. So you gotta understand, like back then, bro, it was like everybody was trying to find a house, right? It wasn't enough housing out there. Now we got almost triple the amount of houses on the market now. So, but this is the crazy thing, right? Look at this. Prices are still doing this. They're still going up. Like I was looking at prices back then. You know what? Even though people were paying high dollar for homes, man, hey, it's been steady continuing to climb. So people always ask the question, when is a good time to buy real estate? We should be asking that question. We should be asking
yesterday.
Yeah, we should be. Hey, I got to get ready to buy some real estate because prices are continuing to rise over time. So yeah.
Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm so glad we decided to do a market update because I think it's good to know that this information, because even though, the prices are the prices, the days on the market are the days on the market, the rates are the rate, what does this really mean for the buyer? What does it really mean for the seller? To me, I think it doesn't mean, don't buy. Oh, I'm gonna wait till the market crash or anything like that. This data is not saying that at all, because they have 1,600 people decide to buy a house last month, tells us something differently, right? I think what we have to kind of always shift our mindset. When I say we, I mean that average buyer, that average seller has to switch their mindset to, okay, well, these are the rates, these are the prices of the homes. This is, the days on market. Well, what strategy should I use? How do I structure this thing? How do I leverage certain things to make this situation applicable for me and my family, my budget, and so forth? I think that people should kind of know some of their non-negotiables, like, hey, I don't want to come out of pocket more than X. Figure out what that number is based on your budget. Another should be, I don't want my mortgage payment to exceed X, and then make sure that you're working towards these non-negotiables in a way where you have a strategy where when you get with a great real estate agent, when you get with great lenders, we can figure out how to put those pieces together for you so that we can help you accomplish the ultimate goal, which is always to buy or sell a house. That's always the goal. Buy, sell, refinance. That's what we want you to do. Because not because it benefits us, because we're in the sales world, but it benefits everybody. It keeps the economy growing. It keeps your wealth growing. It keeps all this. It's almost like an assembly line. It kind of keeps this train kind of chugging down the tracks by doing so. So I think at the end of the day, people just need to, definitely keep tuning in to Teach Me Tuesday so that you guys can get educated on what's going on in the market so that you can make those sound decisions for yourself on how you should leverage what's going on with the market and its trends. So guys, do you guys have anything else to add to that, or how do y'all want to wrap up? Or you guys are good? I think that was some great data we gave the people.
Right.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
That's good. Good to go.
All right. Well, there we go. Short, sweet, and to the point. So guys, we'll see you guys next week. I'm so glad. I think Orangeburg County already went back to school, but I'm in Dorchester County. Dorchester County goes back to school tomorrow. So we'll get things back on our regular scheduled program. But we'll definitely see you guys next time. We thank you guys for tuning in.
All right. Peace.
Bye.
Have a good one.